Well, hello. Welcome to my very first stream of Dead by Daylight. My name is Angel Lily, you can call me Angel. And today I'm just gonna continue doing what I've been doing. First off, I'm gonna do my daily pick. But after that, I've been working my way through getting all the Adept Killer achievements. Just got Spirit last night with a perfect game that I didn't record, unfortunately. And I've been trying to get Ghostface, but he's terrible. He's not a good killer, in my opinion, so I'm gonna do my missions with the clown, no, the pig, and then I'm gonna try to get a Dutch clown. So, let's see. Ruin. Guard seal is bad. Yeah, let's just go with that. I don't have many options at the moment. Extra bear trap. Razor wires. Yeah. Let's be mean, shall we? Oh, let's be very mean. Now, I haven't really played Dead by Daylight around this time very much, so I'm a little worried about how many matches I'll be able to find. Because, well, streaming at 1:30 in the afternoon here in New Zealand is a good time to get viewers over in the United States and a lot of other parts of the world. I don't think many people play this game at 1:30 in the afternoon, so I may have to switch over to something else, but we'll see. But yeah, hello to my solitary viewer. Thank you for watching on my first stream. But yeah, a friend of mine told me I should start streaming about a week ago, because he found I just did really well with like difficult, like with the hag in particular. I think he was impressed by my skill with, because yeah, I was just innately putting down my traps where people would run, and then they'd run through it and trigger it. And he was like, hey, if you can actually like explain what you're doing as you're doing it, or just talk about what you're doing as you're doing it, you could probably stream. The other reason I'm streaming is because I get really into killer. I try to go for Merciless Killer every single game, so to get Merciless, for those of you that don't know, to get Merciless you have to actually play with the survivors. Oh, hey I need to make it so my sound doesn't mute every single time I swap off, but hello, welcome. But yes, as I was saying, to get Merciless Killer you have to play with the survivors. You can't just focus down one, hook them 3 times and kill them. You can't just let them do whatever and then kill them. You have to keep them off the generators for enough time to get enough points there. You have to chase them for long enough to get enough points there. You have to trap them, you have to stab them, you have to use your power enough, you have to do everything enough to get as many points up as you can to be able to get, I'll show you at the end of the game, but you get 4 emblems at the end of the game, depending on each one for like different sections of being a slasher villain. And you have to get at least 2 at the highest level and 2 at the second highest level to be able to get Merciless. And that can vary a little. But, yeah. So, the reason I go for Merciless is, 1, it increases my killer rank quite quickly. Because the idea is you need to get two of these little pips. So my killer rank has been going up quite rapidly over the last few days. The other reason I like to go for Merciless is, since I've been going for Merciless every single game, I've been getting thanked by the survivors after the game, whether I kill them or not, for really fun matches. Like, the people I play against are having a really good time, and I'm just kind of like beaming about it. Like yesterday, someone actually asked me if I had thanked me for such a good match and asked me if I had a Twitch. So I was like, yes, and I'm starting streaming tomorrow, so thank you. So that's exciting. Oh, okay. Well, that's a challenge to get done. That'll be easy enough to get done. Oh, I really hope this actually works at this time of day. But now, I do have a couple of backup games, for in case this happened. And, oh, match. Okay, well, I'll continue that line of thought in a little bit. So, I have 3 games as backup that I can play. The first is Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I started playing when it first came out, and found the first monster and just left because I was way too terrified. It was terrifying. I'm a bit bitter with horror nowadays. The second is a game I bought quite a while ago but haven't played yet, Alien Isolation. I figured that'd be fun. And the third is one I bought when it was on sale last, which was about a week and a half ago, and that's Resident Evil 7, which is a game I've been very much looking forward to playing but haven't gotten around to yet. So if I can't get too many matches here, or it takes too long between games, I'll restart the stream and put it up as a, I don't know, probably a Resident Evil 7 game. Unless a bunch of people suddenly get into my chat and say, hey, you should play one of the other two. I don't know. Okay, so. Yay! It's the person that asked me if I had a Twitch yesterday. Hey, thanks for coming, dude. Yeah, first stream. Just doing a daily as the pig. Have to rush over and stab 4 people. Pretty easy to do. Well, I say it's pretty easy to do, but then that happens. God damn it. Okay, I have a window open right next to me, and it's the middle of the day where I am, and there's a lot of glare on my window, on my screen, so I should probably close that window. You don't turn a window off. But it's, I can't see very well. Dead by Daylight is a pretty dark game. Both in content and aesthetics. Where did he go? There he is. Oh, I hate that window. Yep. Back here, you cheeky little shit. Okay, well, I've got Ruin. Which means if they're not working on a generator, the generators will regress a bit. This guy's just playing with me. I don't appreciate that one bit. Yes, yes. Okay, so you might not have been the person that asked me if I had a Twitch yesterday after a game then, but yes, this game is effectively every slasher flick horror movie as a video game. I'm currently playing the Pig, which is in fact a character from the Saw franchise. Because this game got big enough that horror movies started just giving them licenses. So there's also the Cannibal from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's Michael Myers from the Halloween series, there's the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, and oh, it is just cool, dude. It is just cool. Oh, there's also Ghostface from Scream. Now, bearing in mind, I have not watched... Out of all those things, the only thing I've actually watched is Stranger Things. Because I'm not good with horror. I lost them. Oh, hi! That was unfortunate of you. And running to the... Oh. Oh, god damn it. I'm an idiot. I forgot to put a reverse bear trap on the guy I downed earlier. He's just toying with me. I'm beginning to realize I should play a couple of games before I start streaming, just so I can warm up. Because, it's a bit rough to start off. It takes a bit to get into it. There we go. You run behind the wall, and then turn around and run the other direction. Hope the killer doesn't realize that that's what you're doing. Ah, you're from the Discord. Okay. I posted in like 3 or 4, so I have absolutely no idea which one. Oh, okay, you're that person. Okay, cool. Hello. But yeah, one of the mechanics of this game is the killer has what is called a terror radius. So the closer the killer is, the louder the survivors hear a heartbeat. They get louder and louder the closer the killer gets. And with the pig, so basically it's just a way for the survivors to realize when they're in mortal peril and might need to run. With the pig, however, she has this mechanic where she can crouch, and when she's crouching, sure, you've got a lot less visibility, especially when you're in tall grass, but it also turns off your terror radius. Hello. And with these reverse bear traps, you have a certain amount of time before they just activate and kill you. So you have to go to these things, I don't know what they're actually called, I call them toy boxes. And if you don't get it off soon enough, you die. Get away from that. I have no idea what this guy is trying. Like, he might be trying to make my life easier, he might be trying to make my life harder. I saw you. Get away from that. That generator's almost done, so all the time they'll just run to the generator, try to get the last little bit finished, while the killer is holding someone, because you can't do a lunge attack and you move slower. So it's a good time to get that done. Well, there's another generator almost finished apparently. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. So once they get 5 generators repaired, the next goal is to open one of the 2 exit gates. To do so, you have to stand still holding a lever for 20 seconds, I think. Oh. Okay. And like the exit gate makes a lot of noise. Oh, there's someone. still doing? Oh. That is someone trying to remove their bear trap, but they failed a skill check. Now, I used a razor wire, so they get a lot of skill checks, and they have to succeed every single one, or an alert goes off and tells me where they are. Okay, so what she's trying to do is stop me from stabbing this guy in the back. Damn it. Oh, that's bad. That gate's not anything done. So, what survivors can do is they can take a hit, because when a killer hits someone, they take a time to clean their weapon, or drink the blood off their claws, or any number of things that they do. My favorite one is the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. That was extremely dumb of me. That was extremely dumb of me. If you're carrying a survivor, they can drop a pellet on you, and it stuns you and drops the survivor. Oh, I feel quite stupid right now. Anyways, the Demogorgon is my favorite because he just straight up screams at the survivors. Oh, I'm so lost. I'm just gonna stab this guy. Hello. Yeah, figures. Okay, now, in the bottom left corner you can see that they now have an option to either escape through a gate or through a hatch door. Now, the hatch will spawn when there's one survivor left. The hatch spawns somewhere on the map after a while. I'm glad you think so. I was, helping my sister learn how to play it a week ago. Goddamn rank update error. And because she's tried to play it before, but has no idea how to do it, so she just kept dying a lot. So this happens to be quite often. Rank update error. Basically all it means is I can't chat to the players after the game, which really irritates me, because it makes me seem like a salty killer that didn't get any kills and just leave immediately. It's irritating. I like talking to people after the games. Okay, closing that curtain so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. So. But yeah, I probably played about 20 games of the Demogorgon trying to get the Adept achievement, which is only using the 3 personal perks and getting Merciless Killer. So for the pig, her 3 perks are Make Your Choice, Hangman's Trick, and Surveillance. So the idea is you only have these 3 perks equipped, and you get Merciless Killer, which is just playing with the survivors until you manage to kill them all. Oh, I used the Mori and I didn't get a kill. Oh, that's painful. Okay. Now, with... Okay. Is it back? Am I back? Okay. I think I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I need to keep an eye on that. Okay. Okay, cool. Got the stream back. Sorry about that. Didn't realize it had stopped working. I don't actually know. I'm pretty new at this. But, I've got a screen up on my second screen, monitoring the stream, but I didn't think I needed a particular window, but now I've realized that if I do have that particular window, I can see if the stream stopped working entirely. So, I'm gonna keep that particular window up. So, This is the blood web. You use your blood points that you get from playing the game. No, it was my end. You use the blood points you get from playing matches to unlock different items relevant to today's environment, I suppose. Now, with the... So yeah, you have items here which affect your power, so this messes with the survivor's ability to see different things. This gives me another bear trap. This is what makes the the toy boxes have a lot of skill checks. And then this is an offering, so extra blood points per category, thicker dark mist, less thick dark mist, thicker dark mist, hooks slightly closer together, that sort of thing. But nah. The blood web is where you get all those things. You get a panel like this, and you start from the middle and buy things on the way out. You can get offerings, items for your power, and perks. I only have the pig at level 12, so I'm going for a lot of the perks at the moment. There's also the customization options, which I don't have any yet. Creepy doll? Should we put a creepy doll on our hooks? Oh, she's got bullets in her eyes. Yeah, that's creepy, I like that. Yggdrasil, because you gotta have Yggdrasil. And... oh, this random thing. Okay, so because of the time of day, not too many people are actually playing in my region, so it takes a while to find matches sometimes. I should find something to do with this time. I didn't plan for this. I completely forgot that streaming at this time would cause this problem. I'm just gonna keep drinking my coffee. Oh, just a friendly reminder to anyone that needs to, don't forget to take your meds. Consistency is important when you're taking medications. At a good time of day, so like, probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or later, the best time of day is like after midnight. Usually then it's like less than a minute. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's like 5 minutes, I think. If it's really bad, it's like 10. But yes, medications, very important. Oh, I currently have 3 whole viewers. One of them might be me. I just realized that. One of them might actually be me, so when I started the stream and there was 1 viewer, I was probably just talking to myself. Oh well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, because I've got the stream manager up, and with the stream manager, I'm pretty sure it, like, actually just says, yeah, there's 1 person watching. It doesn't actually say it's just you. Oh, my viewer's just dropped his... I have no idea what's going on. Life's honestly pretty normal for me. With the whole coronavirus lockdowns and quarantines and stuff like that, my life hasn't really changed too much. I am a severe agoraphobe, so, you know, the last time I left the house for more than half an hour was back in December. And it took me a week to recover from that. So, yeah, ultimately my life hasn't really changed too much. How's your life going? LWHP Elastic Man. Something changed on my stream manager and I saw it out the corner of my eye, but don't know what changed. Oh, this game is taking a while. Oh, well, going to the hospital. I suppose that's an outing. That's, definitely leaving the house, I suppose. Can't have been much fun. I'm beginning to think there's a severe delay on the chat. And I think that's something I turned on. Yeah. Well, at least you survived. You're still alive. It did not kill you. Oh, sore hip. Those aren't fun. My therapist had a bad hip. And then I had to change therapists because she finally got to the end of the waiting list for surgery on her hip. She was very apologetic for semi-abandoning me, but I was like, no, 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 this is really good. And she made sure I got a, doped up on drugs and sat in a chair for 4 days. That sounds like an experience. Not the most interesting experience, but an experience. Oh dear, I have been waiting for 5 minutes for a game now. The Last Kingdom. I recognize the name. I can't remember what it is. Is that a... No, that's not a K-drama, is it? Hang on. I have my phone. I shall look it up. about the Saxons. Nice, nice. I'd probably enjoy it then. Well, rip him, I suppose. Oh! I got a game. Huzzah! Nope, I didn't get a game. Well... that was briefly exciting. Gave me a chance to change my settings though, so when I don't have the screen focused on, I can keep the audio going. The pig. I believe the pig, because I've never watched the Saw movies and don't intend to, but I did at one point dissociate really badly and just read through all the traps on the Wikipedia, so I've got quite a strong functioning knowledge of the Saw series. I believe the pig was the first person to go through one of Jigsaw's games and actually survive. Now, this opened her eyes to... because, like, the Jigsaw takes people that he doesn't believe are appreciating life enough and put them in a life or death situation that if they get out, they will start appreciating life enough. And her eyes were opened to this truth and realized, oh yeah, I actually appreciate life a lot now. So she joined him as one of his apprentices. Personally, I just think it's like such severe trauma that she ended up trauma bonding and seeking understanding and meaning in the trauma she went through, because that's what actually happens. But yeah, she's one of his acolytes, one of his I have absolutely no idea if people say Jigsaw was right. I don't think many people would. And if they do, they're probably not very nice people. Not gonna lie. Like, everything he does is just kind of OTT and unnecessary, and is just, yeah, a man with a fucked up philosophy on life. Oh, yeah, stupid people, basically. Anyone that says Thanos was right, it's like... no. It's like, if you kill half the population of literally everything in the universe, it's just gonna bounce back after a while. You're not solving any problems. I was so disappointed by those movies. Thanos was like this big great villain, and then like his entire philosophy was just like stupid. It was just build up for half a decade, and then that's the payoff, and nah. Oh, will this be an actual game this time? It is. Okay. Oh, I'm going up against Legion. That's unusual. Legion is one of the killers, so having a player say it's Legion. Slightly amusing. Thanos was a guy that thought he knew everything and had the capacity to actually get enough power to make change, but the changes he was after were just stupid. Okay. Oh, it's Dead Dog Saloon. What do you guys reckon? Do I have to... Am I obliged to speak with a really bad cowboy accent the entire time I play on this map or not? Okay, so when I start, I generally try to go for whichever generator is furthest from me, because most of the time the survivors will spawn to the game quite far away from you. Gives them a chance. Oh, hello. It's Legion. Get back here. Get back here. Get back here. You stop that. Still working on the generator while I'm chasing other people. So rude. Ah. Thank you for making that mistake. Okay, and so you can see when survivors are sprinting by the orange marks, the scratches they leave everywhere. If you stab them, you can hear them. They're moans of pain, and they leave a trail of blood. Okay, he's back to working on that generator. I hate that generator so much. But yeah. Oh, they saw me. I see you, Claudette. Are you Claudette? Yeah. And she went this way. Claudette. Oh. I think I don't have her. There's a pellet right there. There we go. She could have jumped over that, but didn't. Okay. Well, this isn't going too well for me. I'm definitely not going to get the Gatekeeper emblem this time around. They've gotten so many generators so quickly. It's Feng Ming. She went this way. Get back here. Stop running away. I just want to murder you. Wow. They just dropped that pellet. Drop that one too. Oop. Gotta loot me first. So when they run around objects like this, it's called looping. Ah! I also have anxiety. Haha. So sometimes when they drop a pellet on my face, it scares me. Whoop-de-doop. I hear you, Legion. Oh. Okay. Over this way. Okay, now they only need to fix either that generator all over the way on the other side of the map, or that generator there. And then they can get out. Not gonna lie, I did enjoy the Marvel films. The last two had the hype scenes, but could have been even better now that it's been a few years. Yeah, I just found them disappointing. They could have been so much more. And the fact that with Endgame, you can flat out just edit out all the scenes with women in it and still have a coherent story is just kind of disgusting. Like, you could just take it all out. Also, Black Widow's sacrifice? It's like, nah, let the man who copes with the loss of his family by becoming a serial killer sacrifice himself for the good of everyone. The woman that can't have children, the extremely competent woman that whose only flaw is she can't have children. Oh, God. I hate that movie. I used to be such a fan of Joss Whedon, and then he just went and proved himself to be such a piece of shit. Excuse my language. I'll stab your blood out. There's Fang. I am not doing well today. And now they're giving her the her solo movie. It's like, cool. We know how the story ends, which means we're not going to be invested. So that's something players can do. They can crouch in front of the hook, because if you're holding someone, they've got a certain amount of time to wiggle free. It takes 16 seconds unless you have perks that increase that length. And by crouching in front of the hook, they can actually block the hook, prevent me from getting close enough to hook someone on it. Which means I have to stab them, which means they have more time to wiggle free, because I can't hook. I can't put someone up on a hook while I'm doing the cooldown, the attack cooldown. So those two did just save that Feng Min. However, she's gonna die. Very likely, at least. Okay, there it is. She's been taken off the hook. And they're both probably gonna get out. Probably through the other exit, actually. The other guy probably opened the other exit. Yeah, you can see the red lights above the box. That means it's open. Which means they're probably sitting, waiting for me. No? Oh. Well, if their timer runs out, the entity kills them, so let's see what happens. Oh my god. They didn't get out. They actually didn't get out. The entity just flat out murdered both of them. Wow. Oh. That's unfortunate. Never had 2 people die to that. They got Feng Min out, though. They saved her life. Oh yeah, this is part of the reason why I'm having problems. Rank 1 is the highest you can go. Rank 2. So, like, these are all really good players. Which you can tell because they all have nearly identical perks. Wow. Literally all of them have 3 perks in common. Wow. Also, they've got Iron Will, which explains why I couldn't hear them after I stabbed them. Wow. They all have 3 perks in common. And then it's like, Adrenaline. God damn. There are perks in this game that are just superior to the rest. And these players are all high enough to only have those perks. Ay. Okay. Crate of gas. Nice. Oh, apparently the toy boxes I've been calling them are called jigsaw boxes. Such a interesting name. Okay, last will. Utility blades. Okay. And off we go. Another 10 minutes till the next game. Let's see. So apparently this is Angel Lee's first stream talking about the Saw franchise and how the Marvel movies did so many people dirty. And they did Gamora dirty as well. It's like, hey look, this character has 2 movies of character development and she's been reset. That really pissed me off. Oh, also, Miss Marvel flying with the Infinity Gauntlet, despite the fact that she is quite literally powerful enough to stop Thanos from snapping his fingers by just holding his fingers apart. It's like, why didn't she just put the gauntlet on and snap her fingers? Because she would have survived that. Just frustrating. I just realized another thing I'm annoyed about now. All the female heroes that actually survived the initial snap, only one of them stayed around. The rest of them were all sidelined. Like, sidelined from most of the movie. They show up at the start to say, yeah, we're off around the rest of the universe and helping with things, and then, like, they show up at the end. And it's like, what? especially with Captain Marvel, because like in the trailers and stuff like that, they showed her a lot. They were trying to like, I don't know, and like the after credits scene for Infinity War was straight up Captain Marvel's sneak peek that she was going to be the next movie because Captain Marvel came out after that. And then, like, she has, like, 5 minutes of screen time in the entirety of the next movie. It's like... so lame. Yeah, exactly. She shows up and immediately just flies through his ship. And then he doesn't have a ship anymore. Yeah. It's just... men writing bad things. Like Game of Thrones, for instance. I stopped watching season 3 because it just ended up being... it felt like a bad fanfic to me after a while. And then there was like so much more torture porn than there needed to be. And then like it was a cultural cornerstone for its entire run. 8 years of everyone knowing about Game of Thrones. Anything happening on Game of Thrones would be on the news. And then the last season happened, and now we don't hear anything about it at all. They ended it so badly that they lost everything in the space of a few episodes. I've seen a lot of people just claim that the last season of Game of Thrones was only 3 episodes long, and that's kind of weird, but oh well. Because all the good things happen in the first 3 episodes, and then the rest is just bad and out of character and not making any sense. Like, apparently characters like manage to get from one side of the continent to the other in a day instead of like 2 weeks like it usually takes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm very much in the group of people that are like, these men cannot write good things. Stop hiring them. Like, there are certainly exceptions, but it's not the rule. There is far too much time in between games. I'm gonna have to start streaming this later in the day. Star Wars is another thing I've got problems with. Basically anything Disney touches. Disney. I have a problem with Disney. Let's go with that. It's like... nah, I'm not even gonna get started on the new Star Wars movies, eh? I'm just gonna sit here and stare off into the distance of this video game I'm playing. Those are some nice leaves on that shrub over there. Nice leaves indeed. Just like spike, spike, spike. That's fair. The first movie set things up nicely, and then the director of the second movie fucked things up, and then the third movie was just... I read the plot synopsis. It was... abhorrent. Like, none of it made sense. I think right. Finn and... did I just have someone say something? Okay. I may be having a small auditory hallucination. Oh, it's Silent Bolero. Hello, Silent Bolero. Like, yeah, if you're going to write a series, or a franchise, or a story that doesn't end in one movie, write a plot outline. No, Star Wars this time.
Oh god. Oh my god.
You can hear in the background my lovely partner, who is also complaining about Star Wars now because mood.
I'm just. You're still complaining about movies, and I'm like, how long does it take to complain about movies?
There's a lot of shit movies made by a lot of shit men. I could do this for months.
That is true, granted.
Silent Bolero is a friend of Doolin's in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh.
Hello, Silent Bolero. I have absolutely no idea if I know you or not. In Final Fantasy XIV, I am... So... I might know you? But I have no idea. Okay, let's see if I do better on game number 3. Yep, I have absolutely no idea who you are.
I do.
Apparently Mera does. Mera is...
Yes.
Which means I am actually... But I haven't gotten that name change yet. But I am a sap, so I'm going to have my wife's name.
Ay.
Okay, so... When I start, I find the furthest generator from me and head towards that because that's where the survivors usually are at the start of the game. Beg your pardon. Oh, there's the survivors. They weren't at the other one. Oh, they run. They saw me or heard me. I don't know if they can actually hear that roar. Or not. They probably can't. I am getting quite a bit better at that whole them trying to dance around me and then stabbing them anyways thing. Okay, so Mera says that they met you in Eureka, apparently. So, a Eureka player. I'm gonna stop. It's Nancy Wheeler. Oh, wounded. There. And that's why people tend to have the perk that makes you quieter. Because... That certainly helps. Oh, there goes my ruin. So Ruin, what it does is when a generator isn't being worked on, the progress regresses on it. Or at least it starts regressing immediately and regresses quicker than normal. So it's quite good for them to destroy that hex as quickly as possible. Okay, it's not at that generator, they've probably headed to this one. Where are they? Oh, okay, they're over there. Oh, there's Miss Whaler again. Just creeping along. I got her. I like to damage the generators before I chase. Especially with the pig, because I can sneak. There's Laurie Strode again. Oh damn it, Wheeler. So, they tend to wait by the pillars to drop them on you as you try to run by, but if you time it right, you can do a lunge attack that'll actually hit them before they get a chance to drop the pellet. Hello. Well, she managed it that time. God damn it. Getting all these generators mighty quick. I missed. Okay. Today just isn't my day. I haven't even downed a single one yet, which means no traps. Okay, she's running this way. There she is, off in the distance. Going to go around this way, try cut her off. Now it's really important at the moment that I keep her from being able to... It's very important that I keep a broken line of sight. Because if she can see me, then she can, well, see me. But if she can't see me, she can't even hear the terror radius. She won't know where I am. Kind of important for me to also not chase too long. If someone's proving difficult to catch, chances are I'm not going to catch them for quite a while, which means the other survivors have more time to work on the generators, which means I have less time to get them all. I saw you, Claudette. Okay, she went over that way. So I'm going to... Oh, that's being worked on. Gonna go around this way. Okay, she's working on it. Okay, she kept an eye out. So, one of the perks I have lets me see. So that generator over there is different from that white one there. That white one is regressing. When it turns yellow, that means someone has started working on it again. Now, Hex works really well with the pig because it causes the generators to regress immediately. So the moment someone stops working on them, they turn white again. It's quite a good synergy. So basically, I can just always see what generators are being worked on at any given moment. Without Hex, because they, without Ruin, because they destroyed the Hex totem, it takes a while for the generators to start regressing, so I don't have quite as much information as I did. Now, okay, that's not being worked on. In the bottom left corner, there are 4 icons, one for each survivor. And they're all showing in the healthy state at the moment, which means I have to stab them twice to down them. Well, if you feel like playing the game, you've got a good enough working knowledge of the killer side of things at the very least. Okay, so... Oh. Just casually run into someone. Okay, well, they got the last generator. That is happening much frequently today. I'm beginning to think I need to play a few games as something other than the pig, and then come back to the pig later. No! Please just let me stab you. Okay, thank you. A lot of the time people are polite enough to let me stab them as they leave, so I get a few extra points. Okay, they all left. Oh, yay. Okay, I got that. GG, well played. So, entity displeased means I didn't even get a single. I Gatekeeper, silver, chaser, bronze. So, entity displeased means I didn't even get to this. If I get to this, I don't lose any pips. If I get to this, I get 1. If I get to that, I get 2. And I need 5 pips to get to rank 8. Not going too well at the moment. Now, it is possible to have all 4 survivors escape and still get a pip. Okay. I'll grab those and change killer. Do I have Adept Clown? Hang on, I'm just going to check my achievements real quick. You know what? I don't believe I have Adept Hillbilly or Adept Cannibal. Don't have Adept Nightmare. Don't have Adept Clown. Don't have Adept Legion. Don't have Adept Ghostface. Okay, so I don't have that Adept, don't have Freddy fucking Krueger Adept, he's in this game. Don't have Ghostface, don't have Legion. I don't have this guy. Nope, I do have that guy. Don't have this guy or that guy. Let's play some Cannibal. Texas Chainsaw Massacre time. Got the 3 Cannibal perks and Hollow Shell for 2 bonus blood points. Get the perks quickly so they stop showing up on the thing. Okay. So this killer actually has an interesting perk where if you manage to hit a survivor, they drop the item they're carrying. So, like, they can carry medkits, toolboxes, maps, keys, a few different things. So, making them drop those in a random location where they might not be able to find it again can be helpful. But, ultimately, there are better perks. But, to get Adept Cannibal, I have to get a Merciless Killer with Franklin's Demise, Barbecue, and Chili, one of my favorite names for a perk, and then Knockout. But now, this is generally considered one of the better perks for killers. Basically, the auras are the images, the glowing images I can see through the world, so I can always see the generator's auras. When I'm carrying a survivor, I can see the auras of the hooks. The nurse would be one. Killer that is considered to be OP. She is significantly less overpowered than she used to be. They managed to tweak her power a bit to get it within, well, yeah, get it within a functionality that didn't feel impossible to play against. I just noticed a friend of mine jumping on to the game. So I might actually go and play Survivor. Because you can't play with more than one killer at a time. But yeah, the nurse has the ability to simply teleport. It's a blink ability, so short distance teleportation. So that's obviously quite powerful. I find the Doctor to be... Why is this difficulty hard? It's so easy. I consider the Doctor to be quite powerful. His ability just electrocutes people in front of him. And if you electrocute them enough, they go mad and start screaming and seeing hallucinations of him. So it's quite easy to track them down. Michael Myers, the shape, he's pretty balanced. His power is the evil within, so basically you have to creep around and stalk the survivors, and once you get evil within up to rank tier 3, which is on a timer, you can just one-shot the survivors. They all get the exposed status effect, so you only have to hit them once to down them, instead of twice. Depending on the player, the Huntress is definitely very powerful. She was the first killer in the game to have a ranged attack. Her power is she has these hatchets and she can throw them. That's it. That's her power. She's also the easiest killer to tell where she is because she constantly hums a Russian lullaby called Bayushki, I believe. And the radius of the humming can be heard quite a bit further than the terror radius, so you can tell when she's nearby. She is my favorite killer. I love the Huntress. Broad-shouldered, carries an axe. Ugh, love it. I have besieged her twice. The Doctor is an asshole. Yes, Russian murder lullaby. The lullaby, very specifically the lyrics, are don't sleep too close to the edge of your bed or a wolf will break into the house and pull you out of it. Oh, I got a game. You know what? I'm gonna play a game as Huntress. I love Huntress. Let's play a game with my best killer, shall we? And see how I do. I don't have all my perks with her at the moment because prestiging is when you get to level 50, you reset your rank, you reset your level, get a prestige point, and have to start from scratch again. So I don't have all the perks, I don't have my preferred kit. But I do have my preferred killer, and I've gotten quite good with the axes. I like the axes. I like axes. If I had to, yeah, I like axes. Axes and spares. But no, I used to live in a house with a fireplace, and the main thing I miss about that is chopping the firewood. So yeah, you can hear the lullaby. Bayou, bayoushki, bayou. At some point, I really want to cosplay this character. And just wander around a con humming this song. Either that or singing it. Actually learn the lyrics and sing the song in its entirety. Yeah, I believe this killer's actual name is Anna. And her and her mother lived in a forest. Hello, Whaler. And they lived alone in the forest. They lived happy, they lived well. Anna's mother taught her all sorts of things. How to hunt, how to survive, how to thrive in the woods. But unfortunately, one day, they came across, I think it was, I don't know, Adambus? their niece in Russia. I don't know. They came across a large stag or something, and it managed to gore Anna's mother. Anna's mother managed to deal a fatal blow to it though, and to distract her daughter from the sounds of the dying animal, to comfort her in her passing moments, Anna's mother sung a lullaby to calm down her daughter. Her 8-year-old daughter, I believe. She ended up dying, leaving her child alone in the forest. This is behind me. And from that moment on, Anna survived on her own. Hello, Meg. How are you doing today? Well, she gave up. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm just doing better or if these survivors aren't as good. I feel like they're not as good. But yeah, so Anna grew up on her own, isolated, surviving, and she regressed to a somewhat animalistic mental state. But the mental state of a predator. Oops. She started small, hunting small game, but over time got better and better, hunting bigger and bigger things, eventually going so far as hunting bears, just for the fun of it, because they were a challenge, and she liked a challenge. After a while, she came across humans, and she watched at first, just watched. Did I hear a survivor? Meg! How am I supposed to try me? So yeah, she found humans in her woods one day. They had a little girl with them, and she felt something. Felt something deep inside herself. So she killed the humans, but kept the little girl. But the humans were interesting, you see. They fought to survive. They tried harder. They were smarter, harder to hunt, more fun to hunt. And the huntress that day found her favorite prey. She would, however, keep the little girl, tie her to a wall in her house. She couldn't quite understand why. She did this quite a few times, but eventually each girl would die of starvation, infection, exposure, any sort of reasons, and each time the huntress found herself slipping a little bit more into madness. One day, she came across humans that were a bit different. They were significantly more organized, all wearing the same clothes, and speaking a language she didn't understand. She liked these ones. They had weapons, they would fight back. And, well, they were much more fun to hunt. And with these humans, they were in fact Germans. World War I had started, and the Germans were trying to hide within the Red Forest. Over time, well, there are simply stories of the monster in the woods that would just kill entire groups of soldiers. I mean, there were stories before that point, because the huntress would... Oh, she was going insane. The little girls kept dying, so she had to keep trying. So she started, attacking villages near the edge of the forest. Which led to stories of the terrifying half-animal, half-beast in the forest. No, you don't. there is a Russian folklore,
Yeah.
a monster that is quite similar to our concept of a werewolf, but they remain completely in control in their werewolf form. Completely aware, completely potent, completely still as cunning as before. So they're basically werewolves on steroids.
Yeah.
Quite appropriate for Russian werewolves. But yeah, the stories of the Red Forest. Before too long, everyone just stopped going there. Okay, these survivors are just not good. Come here. Yeah, these survivors are just bad. I'm not doing well. These survivors are just doing poorly. Where did you go? There you are. Can't remember this guy's name. So, what you're aiming for is to get each survivor hooked 3 times. Because then this happens. They just die. Each time you hook them, you get points. And it goes towards the, Oh, yes, the Huntress's story is beautifully, well, equal parts tragic and horrifying. Fun fact, if you try dropping a pellet on a Huntress, and you don't time it very well, if you don't time it perfectly, the Huntress can just throw a hatchet in your face. So, to get Merciless, you have to hook each survivor 3 times, you have to chase them enough, you have to use your ability enough. See the hooked status? That's almost full points for hooks. Then there was the precise shot thing showing up, showing my deviousness. I haven't gotten many points there because, well, these survivors aren't very good. I haven't even needed to recharge my hatchets, because I've thrown 5, and that's all I needed. So, I'm not sure if... I don't think I got Merciless Killer this time. Oh no, I did. Okay. But no, the survivors have to actually do well for you to get Merciless. Or at least do moderately well. So yeah, I got the max amount of points you can get in each category is 8,000. A perfect game is when you get 8,000 in each. Oh, okay. So I only just got Merciless. If I didn't get quite as many points in Chaser, I wouldn't have gotten Merciless Killer, because to get Merciless you need both points. Oh, I'm in the purple ranks now. So yeah. Iridescent Gatekeeper for keeping the gates closed and the generators unrepaired. Iridescent Devout for hooking all the survivors 3 times each. So to get Iridescent you need 9 hook actions. If you get 9 hook actions you can just do whatever with the rest. Iridescent Malicious, because I hurt them a bunch. And then Chaser. I keep getting slightly distracted talking about something else and then losing my train of thought and not remembering what I was speaking about 5 seconds earlier. My apologies. So, I'm probably going to play with my friend in a bit. Play a few games as Survivor. The other side of things. Completed that challenge. 2 emblems of silver quality or higher as the killer. That's easy. Let's play Phase Warrior. This is a killer-specific challenge for Yamilka, who was cut into pieces by her father and swore vengeance on him and came back as a spirit. D&D, I'm trying to do D&D homebrew stuff, but I'm trying to not have it so goddamn depressing, but A Murder in the Woods is very good. Murder in the Woods is very good, especially if it's a werewolf lady who's been alone for decades. You could like build it up, telling your players of the having the villages around of the monster in the woods that eats little girls. be pretty terrifying. Okay. So this is one of the best perks in the game. Thanatophobia. The Fear of Death. It is a nurse perk. The nurse has good perks. Including Stridor, another nurse perk, which makes it easier to heal people. But Thanatophobia, for each injured, dying, or hooked survivor, all survivors have a penalty to healing and sabotage speed. Oh, and repair speed, so like, everything they do is slower. Which is good for me. Trapped Hex Totems. Okay, so this one spawns 2 Hex Totems. So, totems that have an active Hex on them, basically, but they're just traps. If they use them, all survivors get exposed, at which point, you just one-shot them. And I have it because I have Ruin as well, because Ruin is good. But yeah, a balance between scary and depressing is... Finding the right balance is tricky. But no, I don't like the character design for this character. Like, the floating severed limbs, and like, stuff like that, that's cool. She's disconnected and, yeah, like, her thigh will move. Well, her lower leg doesn't. Like, that's cool. But her outfit just screams to me that someone on the dev team has a dismemberment fetish. And that just makes me somewhat uncomfortable. Because, like, they didn't have to put her in this. Like, this, yes, this is technically, what's it called? A Sarashi. Yes, someone does want to wank over this. But this is a Sarashi, which is a Japanese undergarment that's just... Sarashi is just a Japanese undergarment that's just wrapped bandages, basically. But that doesn't explain the underboob. Why did you give her underboob? Both sides, very clearly. You didn't have to do that. And the little gap there, the pubic region, the fact that it's lovingly wrapped around her buttocks. It's just like, someone wanted to wank to this character so badly, and I just do not appreciate that at all. It's just one of those character designs that's just like, yes, a man designed this. Fortunately, she's the only character that has this treatment. And I should be able to get, like, a different skin for her at some point in the near future, because I have plenty of iridescent shards. Get a nice number of auric cells as well. Oh, right. Allow your comment. There you go. Someone wants to wank over that, yes. Well, apparently wank is now a permitted term with my auto mod, so there you go. But yeah, I did not expect to get into purple ranks today. That's exciting. I'm slowly working my way up there. I've been going up, the matchmaking has been putting me up against, red rank survivors since I was like rank 15 or something like that. I've got screenshots of it. Because I'm just a good killer. I'm good at murdering. I'm good at the murder. I appreciate that, Elastic. Not abusing the word wank. Hang on. Let's see what other words. Well, okay, I could just say whatever I want, I think. So, I don't think AutoMod's gonna censor me. A dramatic makeup for tasteful revenge. But no, this character's a killer entirely because she swore vengeance on her murderer. Because her father was the one that went insane. And the entity pulls killers into their realm by like accentuating and just pushing people slightly further. So like, her father was under a malicious influence when he murdered Yamaoka's mother. Hang on. I know she's got a name. It's not any of these. I know she's got a first name rather. So her father was under an influence, and the entity initially intended to pull him into this realm to be a killer. But when her father cut her up, her hatred and thirst for vengeance was so powerful the entity changed their mind and just took her instead. So we're not too sure what the entity is. We know it's like those creepy spider legs. The one that runs this realm with the dark mist, the fire, and the one that sets up the, what are they called? The trials. They're called trials. Now, it's believed that the entity feeds on hope. They pull people in to be hunted down and murdered, but the survivors always have a chance to escape, a chance to avoid the pain, a chance to survive. The killer's job is to take that hope that they will survive and break it, and in doing so, feeding the entity. But the survivors always have a chance to get out, always have a chance to get back to the fire. Yeah. Basically, it's like a celestial horror monstrosity that just... yeah. Like, the entity will simply take people when it has a chance, and... yeah. It's disturbing. Like this game, ultimately, there's not... like, the aesthetic is definitely very horror, but ultimately it's not too scary. But if you actually read into the lore, it's dark. That's what these challenges I'm doing with the tomes from the archives are. You complete the challenges and actually like unlock backstory and stuff like that. It's quite cool. So, this next killer I'm playing is the Spirit. Her ability is Yamaokai's I need to figure out how to pronounce the name properly. Yamaokai's Haunting or something like that. And the idea is you leave behind a husk and rush forward, moving much quicker. When you're in this state though, you cannot see the survivors. You can hear them, you can see the scratches they leave behind and any blood that they may be bleeding. But you can't see the survivors themselves. But you move much, much quicker. Let's see if I can show you. So she's vanished, but I'm moving quicker. But she saw me vanishing, so she ran somewhere else. Oh. No, she's just looping. So the survivors can see the husk you leave behind. Hey you. So they are aware, they can be, if they're paying enough attention, they can be aware when you're doing this and try and fool you. Looping, 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 looping. Drop. Okay, upstairs, are we? Nope, she dropped down. You can run up the stairs and there's a hole you can drop down to try and get away, but she did that despite the fact that I wasn't chasing her and just dropped down in front of me. Generator over there is being worked on. Nope, it's the one upstairs that's being worked on. Another benefit of the phase walk is it turns off your terror radius. Hello, Miss Wheeler. Oh, you timed that well. But you didn't run fast enough. See you, Miss Wheeler. What? There she is. Oh, that was so close. In this case, yes. This is Nancy Wheeler from Stranger Things because, well, there's a Stranger Things add-on. Steve Harrington is also in this, from the same bundle. You've got Laurie Strode from Halloween because Mike Myers is in it. You have... yeah. All sorts. Okay, she's really good at dodging that. But yeah, each time a already existing IP gets something in this game, they most of the time also get a corresponding survivor. The only exception to that rule is Ghostface, because Ghostface was just a killer that was released. Oh, I fell off. There was also Ash from the Evil Dead is in this as an independent survivor, no killer from there. He does not have his chainsaw hand, unfortunately. There we go. Stabby stab. Now slicey slice. But yeah, basically a lot of IPs that were never going to get their own game just let this game get the licenses, because, hey look, now they're in a game. Okay, I need to check on that generator in the upstairs of the house. The generator is being worked on. I do not approve of that. Hello, Fang. So survivors actually, when they drop, they stumble a bit. So the fact that I hit her as she was falling, and I fell as well, means she stumbled while I was my attack was on cooldown, which is very good for me and very bad for her. Okay. I just realized one of the survivors is called Android Elon Musk. Okay, there's someone around this way. Hello. Someone's working on the generator upstairs again. There it goes. I do not like this Nancy Wheeler. Nancy Wheelers are always so annoying in this game. A lot of players that are really good tend to play Nancy Wheeler for some reason. Hello, Nia. Oh, I'm obsessed with you. She's got the entity claws around her thing in the bottom left corner, which means she's my obsession. Which means she's likely got a perk that makes her my obsession, but gives her quite strong powers. Quite a few perks on both the killer and survivor side have something to do with obsessions, and the killer ones generally make the obsession special. And if you manage to kill them, they usually get powers or whatever. Oh, she's letting me get 2 hits. That's so nice of her. Oh, that's a bad time to get that. Everyone's got exposed now. Oh. Oh, you shouldn't have waited. Oh, that was foolish. Do you have decisive strike? You're gonna stab me in the neck and run away? Nope. Okay, so that Feng Ming is running. That last survivor there, Android Elon Musk, is probably going to try to heal her up. If I'm quick, I should be able to pick her up regardless. Nope, that's... That goddamn Nancy Wheeler blocked me! Oh my god, I'm tilted. I'm tilted. Gotta drink some Red Bull and calm down. Oh well. Entity displeased, that's not great. Got my challenge though. So entity displeased means I didn't get a pip, which means I go down. I didn't get to the safety pip. Ouch. That sucks. Wow, Android Elon Musk wasn't even a high rank. And the one person I managed to kill was extremely low rank. Oh, I feel bad. I have Discord messages to check. Okay, so my friend's a little while off, so I've probably got enough time for another game. Let's go to the archives, shall we? Claim rewards from Rift, which is the... Oh, tattered uniform of Cossack soldier who fought bravely against Anna and paid the ultimate price. So that's a cosmetic for the Huntress. Claim that. Break 4 generators while using overcharge. So, time for a game as the Doctor. But first, I'm gonna put some more blood points into Rin. Her name is Rin. That's her name. Rin Yamaka. Wow. I can't remember how to pronounce that. I feel bad not being able to pronounce things in other languages. Okay. So, the Doctor's special ability is to electrocute people to make them go insane. He is basically the ultimate nightmare version of every horror movie, insane, sadistic, psychiatric Doctor. Okay, cool. Turn that off. Turn that on. Okay. Survivor pudding. Double my points. Okay. So, his story is he was a terrible person and liked using electroshock therapy on literally everybody he could get his hands on because he enjoyed their suffering. That's basically his story. That's the Doctor. He's just a bad person. Yeah. He's just not a good person. That's his backstory. They didn't try very hard with this guy. Do I have any customization options? I've got Frosty Eyes from a Christmas event, I believe. Overcharged. Ah. Put sparkles on my head. Make me a bit harder to see. Indeed. Project Awakening. That's probably something to do with his backstory. Yeah. Showing exceptional aptitude in psychology, Herman was handpicked for special training in an advanced neuroscience program located in a secret black site facility in Illinois known as the Leary Memorial Institute, rarely a front for the CIA. This is where Herman met Dr. Otto Stamper, where under his guidance Herman began to use strange and ever-increasingly vicious methods to extract information from prisoners sent to the Institute, which was also a covert prison and re-education center for whoever the USA's current nemesis. His liberal use of violent electroshock therapy revealed dramatic results, and several threats to national security were uncovered. Over the years, Herman became known as the Doctor, and no one ever questioned if he even held a medical certificate, or even what happened to the prisoners after they had given up their information. It was only after the Larry Memorial Institute went silent. Hang on, there's a cat in the way. Went silent for a week that the true horror was finally discovered. The personnel, patients, and prisoners were all found dead, with all types of head trauma. All personnel and prisoners' bodies were accounted for, including Dr. Otto Stamper, but no sign of Herman, the Dr. Carter. When the entity takes someone, the entity takes them physically. So, evidently, the entity influenced the Doctor, drove him fully past the edge, and into a violent rage, upon which he killed everyone and was consumed. I have a darling little cat. She is very happy because I am warm and good at pats. Her name is Kaylee. Which is relevant because Joss Whedon, haha, she's named after Kaylee from Firefly. Hello, Kaylee. And off she goes, hitting my mic on the way. But nah. So yeah, he was a incredibly, horribly sadistic man who the United States government enabled. And that's why he's bad. The Hag is one of my least favorite backstory-wise, because it just feels racist. Like, the black woman who lives in the swamp is covered in mud, who does voodoo. Oh, all good, Mr. Elastic Man. Thank you for watching. And I hope so too. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and or evening. Bye. But yeah. Lisa Sherwood grew up in a quiet town. The people of her village were kind, and the elders helped settle their disputes and keep the old traditions alive. Lisa was particularly fond of the charms they taught her to draw for safety and good fortune. One night, as she was walking home through the woods, a terrible storm struck without warning. In the slick, wet darkness, she lost her footing and struck her head. Slipping in and out of consciousness, she watched dark shapes approach between the trees. Soon they were close enough for her to make out their evil, hungry grins. They kept her chained to a wall in a flooded cellar. Through the gloom, she could see others whose open wounds swarmed with flies. They did not survive long once the cannibals... Aww. Gonna have to keep reading that later. Basically, the story is she was captured by cannibals, chained to a wall, and slowly eaten over time, just cutting bits of her off as they wanted. And after a while, that drove her insane, and she ended up joining them. I can't quite remember. I think she escaped, killed them all, and then ate them all, and then the entity pulled her through. But yeah, she strikes me as a bit of a racist caricature. The black woman in the muddy swamp with the voodoo and the cannibalism. I will, of course, however, defer to actual people of color, especially black people, on that. However, need to actually... No, what I need to do is actually look up other people's opinions on the subject. Because, you know, I'm white enough that I glow under moonlight, so... my feelings on the matter definitely come second to theirs. And I'm out of Red Bull. One of my hopeful fantasies with this stream is that I get popular enough that Red Bull decides to sponsor me, and I'll just have a ever-flowing source of Red Bull. I'd be so happy. Because I'm definitely reliant on caffeine, and I'm pretty sure I'm ADHD, so it calms me down and makes me sleepier. So, the doctor's ability is shock therapy. Oh, there's someone over here. Charge it up, and you shock an area in front of you. And you try to hit survivors with it. And it makes them scream. Slightly. Not. Like that. And it slowly drives them insane. And if they just stand there, you can just keep shocking them. Apparently we're having a rave now. Okay, they're at Madness Tier 3, which is good for me. Oh, someone was working on this. So, you can see the red light on them. That's a red light that usually projects from me. But since they're a Madness Tier 3, they see it constantly, so they don't actually know if I'm directly behind them. They also hear the terror radius as if I'm directly behind them as well. So it's become quite difficult for this person to track me anyway, except visually. So, if they are not constantly looking over their shoulder, it should be pretty easy to get them. Because they could just keep sprinting and sprinting and never realize that I'm not actually there anymore. Which means they don't actually know if they needed to drop this pellet. And now that it's dropped, I can destroy it, and it can no longer be used against me. But yeah, the Doctor is apparently a hard killer. I find him one of the easiest. Because as you can see in the bottom left corner, Yoink is now has got a lot of static on their icon, which means they are Tier 3 mad. Beg your pardon. Which means they will hallucinate seeing me, they will hear the terror radius right behind them, they'll have that red light. Oh, there's someone right there. And all that's just very bad for them. But also their skill checks will show up randomly on the screen. Usually they always appear in the same spot. But with a high enough level of madness, they'll be on the left side of the screen, they'll be on the top of the screen, they'll be all over the place, and it's really irritating. Hello! You shouldn't have hidden in there. Survivors can hide in closets. They take a while to search, but if you find a survivor in a closet, you just pick them up. And there's nothing they can do about it. So, okay, so Yoink has calmed down. They don't have as much static around them anymore. But they're still in Tier 2 madness. They can't go back down to Tier 1. Or none. But most of the negative effects have been stopped. So that survivor has a perk, a Laurie Strode's perk, which makes it so if the killer is within a certain range, the you'll be able to see the killer's aura through the environment. However, the killer gets the same for you. Usually the only people that have that perk are very good at looping. Because otherwise, well, the killer's going to find you and then you're just going to die. If you're quick enough and close enough, you can hit survivors through windows after they jump through. So that's nice. Oh. Hello, survivor. You're the highest rank here, aren't you? There we go. She is now back to Tier 3 madness. and she's having a grand old time leading me on a merry chase. So I'm just going to leave her to it, because she's probably going to just keep running around in circles. There goes my Hex Totem for Devour Hope. Devour Hope works by letting survivors be unhooked while you're far enough away. So you have to hook them and just leave, and give the survivors an opportunity to unhook that player. When they do, you get a stack, a token, on Devour Hope. At 3 tokens, all survivors become exposed, so you can just one-shot them and knock them down. At 5 tokens, you can just kill them. You don't have to hook them, you can just murder them. It is my favorite hex, it is a lot of fun, and it's a hag perk. So I keep saying, like, different characters have, like, perks of their own. What this basically means is they have their own unique perks, and if you rank them up high enough, you can unlock those perks, so they can be taught to other characters, so they'll show up on their plus too. Hag is one of the 2 killers I've gotten high enough to have all their perks unlocked on the other characters. Scratch marks means... Oh, okay. Well, the scratch marks probably mean that they're going for this. Nope. Okay. They might actually get out. That would be frustrating. I'm pretty sure I managed to succeed at the challenge though. Hello. Get back here, Meg. That was very rude of you. Oh hey, there's Yoink. Hey, Yoink. I like this player, so I'm gonna try and murder them. They're fun. So, on the right you can now see I have Tier 1 Bloodlust, which means I've been in a chase for 30 seconds, which means I now have a increased mood speed. Increased mood speed. My mood increases. Okay, so that's Laurie Strode over there, and that gate is open, which is very bad for me. You should be able to cut off Yoink. No one's blocking. No one's blocking. Okay, they got too far. Yeah. Okay, so there's one person left in the game, and they are injured, which is good for me, but nope, they went out the other way. There are 2 exit gates. Oh, come on. Displeased again. GG well played. So they got Adept Laurie, which means escape with Laurie Strode with all 3 of her perks. Adept Survivor is so much easier than Adept Killer. With Adept Killer, the Merciless Killer was awarded just by killing all 4 of the survivors back in the day. Then they added this, so now to get Merciless you need to get 2 pips. So Merciless Killer is a lot harder than it used to be. So the Adept Killer achievements became a lot harder. But the Adept Survivor ones are just... they were easier back then, they're even easier now. But I succeeded at that challenge, which means extra blood points. Nope, Compendium, Tome 2. Inflict Madness 1 on 2 different survivors as the Doctor. Okay. So yeah, you get like additional background story. When you complete one of these with a little page next to it. That's how you get more backstory about the characters and stuff. the whole archive wasn't actually in here when I played way back, like a year and a half ago. That's when I first started playing. Just kind of fell off it. But they didn't have that back then. But the extra challenges are a lot of fun. Okay, let's get this. And then get the cheaper items, so I get to the next blood web. And just grab the perk, because perk. Okay. And sorry, just messaging my friend again. Yeah, let's use putrid ink. Don't have Thanatophobia on here. I'm not sure what hex I actually want, what perk I want to use. Yeah, might as well. It's not a good hex. It just makes it so if someone starts trying to break this totem or this totem, I get an alert, but I also get like more blood points. Not many, but more blood points when I hunt. What does this do? Okay. Okay. I like that. Yeah, let's just go all purple offerings. Let's just be silly. And mean. I really like the music. I really think they need to give each killer their own theme, because like this music is just the standard, but then with the Doctor, it's got a nice alteration. The electronic sounds, like the hum of a transformer, and then... Come on, play the main bit I'm looking for. That sound. Those are Tesla coils. And I love it. And there's the Halloween theme, because they got the licenses for that. With this, they've just got the same instrument but playing the Dead by Daylight theme. This is my favorite. I just like the guitar. Oh yeah, I've got new pants, don't I? No, I don't. One of my killers has new pants. Let's see what this looks like, actually. Oh, that's, okay, I may be a sucker for a buff woman in uniform. Not gonna lie. Gotta keep it on that, though, because it's gonna be harder to see. And it also shows that I've got, tier 2 at Tier 1 Prestige, you get a bloody weapon. Tier 2, you get a bloody body. And Tier 3, you get a bloody head. I have been streaming 2 hours so far. Not bad for a first go. Haven't been getting as many games as I'd like because of the long wait times because of the time of day, but still. My channel has gotten 8 new views over the last 2 hours, which is exciting. Ooh. There's a game ready to murder. That man has flowers on his top hat. So, Claudette is one of the original survivors and is unlocked from the start, and she's generally considered to be the best starter survivor. Her 3 perks are Empathy, which lets her see other survivors, their aura through the world if they're injured. Botany Knowledge, which increases her healing speed and reduces the amount of item use she uses when she's healing with a medkit. And her 3rd perk is Self-Care, I believe, which lets you heal yourself without a medkit at a reduced speed. The only way to heal yourself otherwise is if you have a medkit, or you find another survivor to heal you for you. So, Self-Care is quite an important perk to have, especially in the lower levels when other survivors don't have a tendency to, like, heal people as much. I completely forgot to use Static Blast last game. Static Blast does this. You charge up, in a big area around you, everyone gets electrocuted. There is someone in the basement. There is someone in the basement. Hello, Mr. Park. There. Nope. No, someone all the way over there. I'll just use Static Shock again. Well, there goes Devour Hope, I believe. No. Nope, they got the one that gives me extra blood points. Let's use Static Blast, shall we? Let's try hit this guy. He's close enough. Nope. Oh, he thought I hit him, so he stopped moving. He was like, ah. Oh well. There we go. John's Heng. There's also Mercury, Uncle No, and Evo. Oh, hallucination means there's someone over here. Okay, Devour Hope has a token on it now. Damage that so they can't fix it up. And let's go see over here, because there are 2 survivors over here now. And I want to electrocute them. Oh, hello. He was trying to get a hold of it, trying to lower his madness level. It didn't go well for him. Hello, you. Okay, so if they jump through a window too many times, the entity actually blocks it off. Oh, he's definitely back though. There we go. So yeah, he thinks I'm right behind him. Which is so much fun. For me. That generator on my left is being worked on. I don't appreciate it. So, I don't know where the person that was working on here is, so that. There they are. Static Blast is just a big AoE, and if you electrocute someone, they will scream, and that alerts me to their position. Hello, Claudette. How nice of you to join me. Oh, there's another Jenny done, all the way over there. Another person all the way over there. She's run back to the generator. To get her madness up. There we go. Oh, it's Uncle No. Hello. Because of the terror radius and red light on them at all times, it becomes very difficult to track me. So they get very confused as to where I actually am. There you go. Trying to block me then. Damage this. Oh, I wasn't far enough away just then. And he wasn't far enough away from me! Ha 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 ha. So, every so often you see someone shining a torch at me. Flashlight for you Americans, if there are any in here. What that does is if it's holding my eyes long enough, it blinds me, which stuns me, which means if I'm holding someone, I drop them. And they very much want me to drop them. Someone ran this way. Come out, little survivor. Oh, there they are. Another token. Yeah, this guy's fully mad. Okay, so see? Tried to shine the torch in my eyes while I was breaking that. Back at Claudette. There we go. trying to run up to finish this quickly. Now, I've got a perk that electrocutes the generators, so if someone tries to repair it now, they'll be faced with a really difficult skill check. That will happen very quickly, and if they miss it, the generator explodes, and I hear that. But also, every single time they touch it, I can damage it again. Okay, he's looping me. He messed up. He's up here. Oh, no, there he is. Cool. Now, when I hook him, and when he's unhooked, I will get a third token on my Devour Hope. Those gates. I'll get a third token on my Devour Hope, and I'll be able to one-shot anyone I hit. There's Red Hell. Hello. Ah, they're gonna unhook him right next to me. Which means no Devour Hope token. Static last time. There you are. Miss Morale. Kind of you to join me. Okay, hopefully that other survivor that was there will unhook them. Because then I get... There we go. So, now, regardless of how injured or uninjured they are, I only need to hit them once and they will go down. Unless someone found the Hex Totem. There we go. Down in one hit. Okay, so I need to head to that yellow box there, because that's the one they're probably opening. There they are. No, you don't, mate. No, you don't. Okay, one more and I can just start murdering them willy-nilly. One more token. So, the survivors are all in a third-person point of view, which means they can like look around corners and stuff. Yeah, sorry mate, I was actually repairing you. There goes my Devour Hope. So I no longer have that perk. It is gone. Thing is, they're all injured and none of them are healing themselves because they don't have enough time. Because I'm murdering them. Murder, murder, murder. Missed. Oh, okay. Oh, they're going for the other exit. There's no one near me, they're all going for the other exit. Which, considering I haven't seen Claudette for a while, could be almost open. Or just fully open, as it seems. No kills, they're all here. Oh well. That was a fun game. Didn't get entity displaced, that's good. Someone's screaming at me. I like it when I'm scared. best games are the fun ones. Tip. What is this tip? Oh, I've been added to a friends list. I don't add people willy-nilly like that though, so... Well, speaking of not eating, I have streamed for 2.5 hours, so I think we're going to call it there for today. I might stream again later on tonight, however, yeah, I think I'm going to start streaming from 3 PM from now on, or Dead by Daylight at least, because get more games quicker that way. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. This has been my first stream, my first proper stream with a, well, actual setup and everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely remainder of your day, or evening, or morning, or whatever it may be for you. Goodbye.